Gang, I'm trying to be mature and not immediately shoot down your idea, but it sounds really terrible.
Yeah, we got our outfits. What do you need to go to school for? Every minute I'm in that classroom, I'm learning new things about the Fire Nation. I already have a picture of Fire.
Ah, the good old days. But don't get me wrong here. I'm not that old. I was born in 2003, so... This story I'm about to tell you happened to me when I was around 8 or 9 years, somewhere there. All I know is that I was in lower primary. And guys, my mom used to work really hard. She provided everything for me and my sister while running her restaurant 6 days a week. So, with that being said, I never lacked essential things like food, toys, and the mighty PlayStation 2. Moment of silence for this legendary console. I say this because this legend is the cause of what happened, and thus today's video. It was just a normal day, maybe a Saturday. I think it was a Saturday because me and my sister were seated in front of the TV and none of us was sick. After a few Cartoon Network / Nickelodeon / Disney XD episodes, our househelp left the house to go and get her hair done. Yep, my mom used to leave us with the househelp because we were very young, thus prone to stupidity. After some few minutes went by, I started getting bored. I then plugged in my PlayStation 2 but even got more boredom because I only had 4 games. I then went to a boy called Sammy to borrow some games. And Sammy was at least 2 or 3 years older than me and the rest of the gang. But that's how he rolled. He liked to play with children.
Wait a minute!
Yeah, I made that sound totally horrible. I then entered Sammy's house, but it was lit with guests. Oh my god! I then gave up and went back home because #social anxiety. I'm so cool. I didn't even borrow him the game. After going home, I then sat on the sofa and played Fairly Odd Parents, or whichever game I had on my Game Boy Advanced. After injuring my fingers on some stuck GBA buttons, I saw something. It was glowing. Something bright at the corner of my eyes. It was beautiful. I then diverted my vision because I did not want to do what the greedy part of my brain wanted me to do. After a few seconds, I decided to walk to the TV desk and stare at the money. It smelled good. As I stood there, my sister looked at me as if to tell me, do it at your own risk. This right here was a big moment. I stood there as if I was in a spelling bee. Very nervous, yet I knew what took me there. As I took the money, I felt the innocence of a little boy leave thy soul. And bear in mind, this money was meant to buy a 2-day dinner because the amount was around 3,000 Kenyan shillings, which is equivalent to $30. Before leaving the house, I checked the fridge and saw some food, then the pantry, which had 2 boxes of Weetabix and other pantry stuff. I think we can just do fine with Weetabix.
Perfect!
I then took my bike and rode to a popular game store within my neighborhood. This was no GameStop. This was a small kiosk whereby the owner sold pirated games.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And an original game was around $20, but this guy sold games for less than $8. Some OG fans know this about the PS2. The PS2 could only run fake games if it was chipped. And bear in mind, I had a new PS2 which hadn't been modified or chipped. So there I was in the kiosk, picking up my 3 games plus a stick of barbecue by the corner shop. When I went back home, I found my mom in the living room. It turns out she had left a few things on the top of the TV desk. She then called my sister and told her to tell me what she had told her. You will think that now after my sister snitched on me, I will come clean. Right? Right? With tears in my eyes, I told my mom that I had borrowed the games from Sammy.
Nigga think he bulletproof.
My mom then went and took off her apron and told me to wait for her so that we could go to Sammy's and confirm my innocence. As my mom changed her clothes, I decided to run and go to one of my friends called Glenn, who also had a PS2. We then decided to test the games, and to our surprise, they didn't work. I was
flabbergasted
because the dude told me that they would work even if a PlayStation 2 was not chipped, and Glenn's PS2 was not chipped. I then realized that I had been scammed, because if the games did work at Glenn's PlayStation, how could they work at my PlayStation? After crying, we had the bell ring. Glenn then peeped through the keyhole before opening. He then looked at me as if to say, "Yo, it's your mom, and she looks as if she's about to send you to the gulag." With nothing but utter respect, Glenn opened the door. My mom then entered and talked to Glenn's older brother, who handed her his thick leather belt. Before tattooing my cheeks, she first said hi to Glenn, then scolded me and beat the theft out of me. My soul was screaming redemption. She then told me how greedy and selfish I was. Bear in mind, this is at my friend's house. After thinking about it though, I felt bad and decided to apologize. If I was my mom, I would have done the same, because the thing is, she was just trying to make a good member of society.